Sheryl with Clientele Facebook Live. It's Tuesday night. I have a phenomenal guest. I always say sitting right next to me, but she's not exactly right next to me. She's about how many thousands of miles away, would you say?
I think so.
A couple of thousand miles away. I want
Yes.
to introduce to you a lifestyle blogger who just did a 30-day clientele challenge. She wanted to use it for 30 days and reached out to me and said, can we do a little bit of a collaboration? And I said, absolutely. I read her blog. I thought it was awesome. So I want to introduce you to her and let her tell you all about what she does. Kara Silvers, lifestyle blogger, otherwise known as
The STYLIN Educator.
I have to tell you, I love your accent so much. I love Southern accents because they're so feminine. I love your accent so much. And welcome,
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I thoroughly enjoyed doing my 30-day challenge. It was great getting to try all the different products and actually use them for 30 days because, with any skincare product, it takes at least 30 days for you to really see the effects. And so that was important for me to for the integrity of Clientele Skincare to do it for the full 30 days.
Well, I am very excited that you did because your blog was fantastic. And everybody, I want you to find Kara. Kara, where can they find you to read about all the great things that you're going to tell us about?
Well, you can find me. I have my blog is www.thestylineducator.com, and it's not styling, it's stylin with just an N on the end. So I want to make that clear. And then you can find me on social media on Instagram and Facebook under the STYLIN Educator as well.
Yes, and I've really enjoyed looking at the blog and looking at Instagram and really learning about some of the different aspects of what you talk about. I wanted to ask you now, you grew up in what kind of family? Did you have brothers and sisters? And where did you grow up?
Well, I actually grew up here in Alabama, which is where I currently live. I grew up in a very small town, and I do have a brother. He is younger, and we just, we grew up there. It was great. When I decided to go to college, I went to college at Auburn University and got a degree in fashion, and then I have a master's in education, which is where the educator part of my name comes from because I am a teacher by day. So then a blogger by night. So that is where that comes into play.
I had no idea that you had a degree in fashion, correct?
Yes, yes, yes. And then I have my master's in education. So I teach medical billing and coding classes, and I teach online school. I got started about 10 years ago doing that. I had worked for my dad as a biller and coder. And then because of my master's degree in education, I got certified in medical billing and coding, and I guess you could say the rest is history. I've been teaching it ever since online.
Oh my gosh, you're first of all so multifaceted, and what better parent to grow up with than your dad, who was in the field, so you were able to just relate to everything immediately. And first of all, I already think you're brilliant. I had no idea that you had degrees in both of these, and I know
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. And I know that we're going to be talking about another topic that you love to talk about that you're an expert in, which is working from home. And I know that based on everything that's going on right now, and I'm sure you'll agree, that we really need to find the ways to work from home and create some income. So I know that's going to be one of the topics. And then,
Yes.
and can't wait to talk about, of course, your experiment with clientele. So I'm excited about that. So I wanted to ask you, how did you first know that you wanted to be a lifestyle blogger? You've got a lot of followers. People are just absolutely in love with what you do. How did you know that you wanted to start that? What gave you the bug?
Well, I've always loved fashion, and I was always that person that people would come to for fashion advice. I always had a closet full of clothes. I'm kind of unique in the clothes that I wear, not like all the way around, but I do like to wear clothes. Sorry, my hair, I got a stray hair. But I do like to wear clothes that are unique because, living in a small town in Alabama, especially, you tend to get things that everyone else has, and so I'd like to be a little bit more unique with my style, and so that started my love for fashion, and I really just was looking through Instagram one day and I saw probably how everybody else starts, but I saw all these other influencers and bloggers, and I was just like, why am I not doing this? And I have a friend, Claire, and she encouraged me. She said, I don't know why you're not doing a fashion blog. She was like, that's your thing. And so it just kind of, everything just kind of spiraled. And I just basically made up my mind one day. I just talked myself into it and I just went for it and started it.
You have how many followers right now? How many people are following you
I know I have in total, I have about 25,000.
and growing? See, now you have
Growing,
24,000.
yes, it's hard nowadays, but yes, that's my aim. And I do appeal to women of all ages, but I kind of targeted it more to women over 40 because I feel like we are a little bit neglected on the web and we need advice just like everyone else. We need inspiration. And so I just thought, hey, I'm going to go for it.
And one of the things I love, everybody, that Kara does, where she can really help you with fashion when you're looking in your closet, you're going, ooh, what do I combine? Do I put this with this? And what about the shoes? What about the belt? And do I wear a belt? Do I wear a hat? What do I do? She's got some great things where she even shows you comparisons between some of the real upscale stores that might cost you a bit more, with
Yes.
some stores are kind of middle of the road and similar types of outfits, and compares the pricing. And when did you decide to start doing something like that? Because I thought that is such a great idea.
Yeah, I had friends that were telling me, they were like, we want to see pricing, we want to see styling because you might pick out a top and or we might see a top or pants or something and we just don't know how to style it. And so that was kind of how that started.
I know that you've got two little loves. Is Do you have
Yes.
one of them by you? London and Winston, your puppies? Those are your two little passions. And did you know that we were the first ones in Clientele in 1979 when the
Oh,
line
wow.
was first introduced to be cruelty free? Never, ever, ever tested on animals, only human tested because we don't want to test on precious little fur babies because they're our
Right.
kids. And we needed to test on humans anyway because we're the ones using it, but we would never, ever do that. Were you aware of that?
Yes, well, I was because we had talked about it, and then I did some research, and I was able to find that out. And that is something that is important to me because like Cheryl said, I have the two fur babies, and I do work with animal rescues, and
Oh,
I have served on the board of an animal rescue before, so I'm very, very passionate about um, not testing on animals because I don't see that need. And I always believe, I don't care what companies say, I always believe that it ends up being more torturous for the animals than anything else. And that's just, and it is also like Cheryl said, we want to know if it works on human skin. That's way different than animals. So we kind of want to make sure, that we're buying products that are tested in the right way, that we actually know that they're going to work on a real person.
so now we're going to get you your beautiful skin. Now, how did you actually find Clientele? I never asked you that.
An ad popped up, a sponsored ad, and so I began to look at it just to learn more about it because was not as familiar with it. And then it just intrigued me about how you have the patented lotus flower formula in your skincare. And I thought, I need to try this and I need to see what it's all about because I've never heard of the lotus flower and it being used in skincare. And so that was something that intrigued me. I am, and so I just, and the more that I read about it, the more that I read about the different products that you guys have and just the results that I could achieve, it was just something that I definitely wanted to look into.
I mean, it's pretty incredible. So our founder, Pat Riley, her background is in nutrition and she's a biochemist. So she was coming out with our line in the 70s. So she was putting everything together. She found the study that UCLA did and said, if that happened and the lotus flowers grew from these seeds that were 1,228 years old, what will it do for the skin? So she experimented with all of our doctors, scientists, food scientists, and researchers, our team. And sure enough, it resisted and defied the aging process. And now it is in everything in Clientele that we do except for the facial mask. The lotus seed, literally in the first 10 minutes of application, when you do the lotus firming serum, 55% more firmness. That's a clinical study. So tell, tell me the changes over these 30 days that you saw in your skin.
Well, my skin was definitely more clear, and it just you could tell just from feeling it that it was a lot softer, and I did notice my texture was a lot better. The texture on my skin, I had more of a glow, which was great. I used the LED wand
Mm-hmm.
with the anti-gravitation serum, and I did notice less of the sagging in my face. Yes, I love that stuff. You use it once a day, 2 minutes on each side. And so I really, of course, because we all get, as we age, I hate saying this, but we get saggy and jowls. Ugh, I even hate that word.
Yes.
So that is definitely the LED light helps to provide, to help, it stimulates collagen growth in your skin. And so then that helps your face to keep from sagging, because that's why our face sags. We are losing our collagen. It's
Exactly.
bleeding in our skin, and so that it sags. So anything that rejuvenates collagen in my book is always an A plus.
Is A-OK with you. So I'm
Yes.
holding this up because thank you, Kara, for mentioning this. It's funny because every interview I've done, I'm going to say 99% of them for Clientele, all of our guests rave about this. And we've kept it on sale because of that. It's actually 40% off. So I wanted to mention that to the viewers because what Kara's talking about is the LED light here, the red LED light. It actually stimulates and regenerates and grows your collagen and elastin. It is your incredible support for all of those fibers that start to break down. What Kara was talking about, our non-favorite word, jowls. So are you noticing, Kara, that your skin is definitely firmer and tighter in those 30 days that you were using Clientele?
Oh yes, it's definitely a lot firmer and tighter. I did, before Clientele, I felt like it was a lot, of course, sagging a lot more, and so I have noticed a huge decrease in many of the areas where I was experiencing that sagging. So it's definitely a lot firmer now.
You also know that we are the first internal and external skincare line in the country. Tell me your experience with Vital Factors because we had you on the Vital Factors as well.
Yes, the vital factors were incredible. I basically did not even need morning coffee. So I would take my vital factor every morning, and I would usually do it before I have quiet time every morning. So before I started that, I would just drink it down and then do my quiet time, and then I was ready to take on the day. It was great. I was energized. I felt good. I slept so good at night. So they just definitely made such a difference in my daily routine and in my life and in just, how I do things each day.
During the day with all that you have to do, did you feel more focused?
I did. I felt more focused. It was easy just to get everything done that I needed to get done. It was an overall. It was a great experience using the vital factors.
That's great. And I also love that you mentioned, so thank you about getting a better night's sleep because, oh my gosh, if we don't get a great night's sleep, that's when our skin cells repair, regenerate, renew,
Hmm.
restore, right? And also our brain cells. We have to have a good night's sleep in order to have memory, have focus, have presence. So that's so important what you talked about right there. And what would you say a couple of your other favorites are from Clientele?
I really did like everything. I loved the skincare, the facial wash with the sponge. I liked
Mhm.
using the sponge. I felt that it helped with exfoliating the dead skin off versus what I had always used before, which was just a washcloth. So I felt like the sponge was just something extra to help with, like I said, exfoliating the dead skin. Yes, great. And then it was a great thing, and I loved the moisturizer. I liked the eye cream too. It was not greasy. So that was something that I really liked because eye creams tend to be real greasy, and then even if you just use it at night, the next day you still have residue left on your eyes, and it can be troublesome with your makeup because it can rub off a lot easier. So I did not feel
Yes.
like so I felt like the eye cream was so great. It just it was not greasy, and so that
And
helped as well.
you said you were using a washcloth, and thank you. I'm an esthetician, and I always say do not use a washcloth on your face because that is a way, unfortunately, and a lot of us don't know. I used to use a washcloth too, that it actually tears at the skin, kind of like using those great big kernel scrubs that we used to do. When we were teenagers, we used to use the more we scrub, the better it is. It actually makes the pores larger, breaks blood vessels, can actually press the dirt back into the skin, the oils, the makeup. The double action exfoliating sponge is an integral part of how we cleanse in Clientele because it's cleanse and exfoliate. And the Lotus Renewal Wash, did you notice that your skin just looked brighter, that the pores looked smaller, that it just had more of an even tone? Would you say that that's what you saw?
Yes, I did. I felt like it was like I said, every time after I got done using the products every day, my face had a glow. And so that's what I always, that's what we want. We want our skin to glow because aging skin gets dull and lifeless and it can be congested. So we want our skin to glow, and that's exactly how I felt using the products. I felt like my skin had a great glow.
Well, that's another thing. Thank you for saying that. I have to say, Kara's really schooled because she's experimented with a lot of different things. So, dull, lifeless, clogged, all of that. And when that happens, when you've got that veil of dead skin, what happens is you can't get absorption. It's really important to get that veil of dead skin off as well as clean the pores because then the skin is able to accept and absorb. I believe you were using the surface refining lotion too, right?
Yes, yes, yes. And I liked that because I always feel, even though I will say using the sponge with the face wash, I felt like it got all my makeup off. But I always feel like that lotion provides just the extra clarifying of your face. And
Hmm.
that's exactly why I liked using it because I felt like not only did it get like any residue off my face, but it just kind of got deep down in those pores and just really opened everything up to be cleansed and treated properly.
You're right. This is a further exfoliation, it's a further microscopic peel. It just gets all the traces of any possible thing that's left behind. And it's sort of like the artist's palette. When that palette is clean, you're able to blend all your colors together. So that's what you're
Mhm.
able to do. You start with the rest of your products, your Clientele serums and moisturizers and everything. And did you notice that your makeup stayed on better when you have proper cleansing? That nothing bled and faded and
It did.
coagulated?
Yeah, I did. I got more longevity out of my makeup by doing a skincare routine and properly cleansing it, and it being my face just being in such better, my skin being more prepared, I guess you could say, for makeup to be applied. And so it did everything, stays on longer, it looks better, the colors are brighter that you want to stand out. So that's why it is also so important to do a good skincare routine.
Do you think it's important to have a personal consultation with somebody that is expert in skin and makeup and so forth? So when you get all these things home, like Clientele, you know what you're doing.
Oh yeah, I definitely do because it can be overwhelming and then you get all these products. You want to find products that work for you and that fit your needs for your skincare. And that's the key. That's why we're using skincare products. Okay. We have things we want to remedy. There are things that we need that are with our skin that need to be repaired, fixed. There are things we're not happy with. So you want to find the right products to help those problems. And so when you talk to someone who's knowledgeable in those areas, then they know how their products work and how their products can work with your skin. Another good thing too is, let's say you get home and you use those products, you don't get best results, you can go back to them and they can tell you, okay, they can alter the products for you, not you trying to figure out the solution yourself, but they help you because they are experts in that area and they know how to align the products to your needs.
I want to just encourage everybody, call us 800-327-4660, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're there for you. I would love to know, Kara, tell us about working from home and how people that right now are really looking and don't know where to start, how do they find a great career from home?
Well, it's there's right now is the time to look for a work from home job. So whether you don't have a job, or let's say when COVID started and you were in lockdown and you worked from home for a while, but then things kind of opened up and you went into back to the office and you're like, yeah, I just really want to stay at home. You just really found your rhythm and you liked it. I do provide job leads. You can go to my blog and sign up for those, and I send out 25 work from home job leads a week.
Oh,
Um, so you can do that. There are jobs, there are work from home jobs in almost every single career that you can think of. You have to be open to tailoring your resume. You want to make sure your resume showcases your skills, things that can get you hired in these jobs, because many of them, most of the time, a work from home employer, they want to know that you're reliable. They want to know we don't have anyone looking over your shoulder every 5 minutes. Can we rely on you to do the job? Do you have a good place to work? Do you have a home office? Do you have a place where you can keep everything separate from the rest of your life? And so those are things you need to think about. Sitting at your kitchen table, it's really not going to be feasible. It's not impossible, but you just really want to make a place that is like an office. I know people that live in a one bedroom apartment and work from home. And if you can find a way to make that work and to have your little place set aside, that is the best way to be. Because, like I said, employers want to make sure that you're reliable and that they can rely on you to do the job, since they're not going to be in touch with you all day, every day, and seeing you actually in the office. They want to make sure that the work that they're paying you for is getting done.
well, those are phenomenal tips. And I'd like to add to that, which I'm sure you tell everyone. I think a really important thing, because I work from home too, a really important thing for people that are working from home is get dressed, take a
Yes.
shower, do your skincare. If you're a woman or whomever, do your makeup. It doesn't have to be major, but get dressed, because then you're in the mode. You're in the mode of work. If you're in your sweats or you're in your PJs or your robe and whatever, you know it's very distracting for you. You're just not quite present. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I do. You have to take care of yourself, even though you're working from home. You heard many times, you've heard probably many people mention the COVID-19 weight gain, not just the
Yes.
COVID-19, but the weight gain. And many people that were not used to working from home, that was what happened, or being at home a lot. And so you have to understand, you treat your working from home just like a regular job. You do have more freedoms, you do have more flexibility, and you do have things that you don't have to do if you were in an office. And that's great, but you still want to take care of yourself. You want to make sure that you are caring for yourself, that you are on a routine, just like if you were getting in your car every day and driving to an office and spending the day there. The
I
best that That is the I mean, that's just the best advice I can ever give, because I know that when I first started working from home, I struggled to get on that routine because it was so just kind of in awe that you're waking up in your house and you're at work. And so it's a little crazy at first and you have to adjust. But then I realized I couldn't just, I realized things that I had to do to get into a routine each day. And I wish that I had known them then, but I've been working from home for over 10 years, and that was way before a lot of people were working from home. So I didn't have a lot of advice to pull off of to learn how to structure my day. So I just figured it out for myself.
Well, that's perfect advice, everybody, because, coming from, again, an expert who has worked at home for 10 years, who is an educator, who's got this knowledge, I thank you for that. It's really all a mental state that we have to put ourselves in. And by the way, you'll laugh at me because I'm going to hold this up again. You talked about the weight gain rate
Yes.
from being at home, and yes, those who like to snack like me, um, this helps tremendously. I have to tell you, I'm going to sound like a commercial, but Vital Factors works on your metabolism. I just came back from a vacation celebrating my birthday where I ate everything, ladies and gentlemen, that wasn't nailed down. I promise you, everything I could find, I ate it. And I gained 1 pound when I came back, whereas normally I would have gained maybe 5, 7, something of that nature. So I have to tell you that that absolutely works on your metabolism. But getting yourself into the mental state and getting yourself ready and doing your exercise if you can, and doing your skincare and doing a little bit of makeup, doesn't have to be like, as I said, the full blown through, but getting dressed, you are ready. And also, if your employer calls you, you don't want to be in your PJs. So, because that would not be good. But I want to thank you, Kara. If there's anything that you would like to leave us with, and also, again, I want to repeat it again because you're so phenomenal with all of these great tips to encourage and inspire women, and I'm going to say men, because working from home is about men too.
Right. It is.
Where can we find you again? And again, I want everybody to like and share, please, so you can hear all of this information, and like and follow for also special gifts and samples and so forth that we'll do. But we want to know where we can get in touch with the Styling Educator.
Yes, my website is www.thestylineducator, all one word, .com. And if you are looking for that home-based employment, there, the second that you get to the homepage is the sign up link. You can sign up, get those job leads each week, and then on Facebook and Instagram, the Styling Educator as well.
Well, thank you. We love people, Kara, that help others. That's what we're all here for. So we are so grateful to people like Kara Silvers, the Styling Educator, that's there to help you with so many different aspects of life. Please go to her site. Please watch her videos on Instagram and Facebook. And please like, love, whatever you have to do, because she's so awesome. We're so blessed and honored to have her. And I get to announce the winner, by the way, of last week's drawing for Facebook Live, the ones that liked and shared. So if I whisper it to you, can you say it?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to whisper it to you. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Deborah, get closer. Deborah Gilmore. Deborah Gilmore is the winner. Can you announce it?
Okay, Deborah Gilmore, you are the winner. Yay!
Yay! Thank you for liking and sharing, Deborah. You are the winner of $150 worth of clientele. Some of the things maybe that Kara and I have spoken about tonight. I want to thank you and invite you back for next week, Tuesday night, Clientele Facebook Live with another very special guest, and listen to her story. Kara Silvers, the Styling Educator, thank you for being our guest. Call us, everyone, at 800-327-4660. extension 5709 for me, or ask for any one of our specialists Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And find Kara at
The STYLIN Educator.
Yes, please find her. You will love her. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We will see you again soon. Kara, can we say goodbye to the audience?
Yes. Goodbye, y'all. Great seeing you.
Bye. Oh, that's great. I like that. Bye.